the unfortunate illegitimate daughter of the Pope, Lucrezia Borgia. The troublesome Borgia family of Italy produced not one but two popes, both associated with tales of murder, rape, and corruption. One of the most infamous names in papal history, Pope Alexander VI, was the second pope from the Borgia family. However, Alexander led a life far from what was expected of a pope. Known for his numerous mistresses, Alexander had fathered illegitimate children with his mistress Vannozza Cattanei, whom another mistress, Giulia Farnese, raised as stepmother. Alexander had even made the 15-year-old brother of one of his sons a cardinal, a move that scandalized many due to its irregularity. His focus on his family's welfare rather than the interests of the church only further tarnished his image. Rumors tarnishing the family's name began with allegations of bribes taken from Jews. There were even whispers of a poison known as cantarella, slowly causing the death of rich cardinals to embezzle their wealth, a topic that found its way into Agatha Christie's novels. With numerous enemies and the unfortunate fate of being an unpopular Spanish pope, Alexander VI faced challenges throughout his papacy. Lucrezia Borgia and her brother Cesare Borgia were two siblings who benefited from their father's power but were raised in the Vatican. Lucrezia was proficient in Spanish, Italian, and French. She had some knowledge of Latin and Greek. Her brother Cesare, on the other hand, was his father's right hand in military affairs, while Lucrezia, with her gentle nature and linguistic abilities, was engaged in assisting her father as a secretary in the Vatican. At the age of 13, Alexander had to find a suitable husband for his daughter Lucrezia, one who would be beneficial for the state and the people. He arranged for her to marry Lord Giovanni Sforza of Pesaro, who was 26 years old. A palace near the Vatican was prepared for his daughter. However, after a while, the husband took Lucrezia to the city of Pesaro. Leaving Rome and going to the countryside was unbearable for Lucrezia. Unable to endure the situation, she left her husband and returned to Rome alone. She secluded herself in a convent and pleaded with her father to annul the marriage. Feeling scorned by his abandonment, Giovanni Sforza spread rumors alleging an incestuous relationship between father and daughter, unable to reconcile his wounded pride. However, those who knew the truth were aware that Giovanni Sforza was not a good husband and had manipulated the facts. The marriage ended in 1497, and as part of the dowry, 31,000 ducats were returned to Lucrezia. Pope Alexander couldn't allow his beloved daughter to remain without a husband and immediately began seeking a suitable political alliance. He quickly found the connection he was looking for. He decided to arrange a marriage between Lucrezia and Alfonso d'Aragona, the illegitimate son of the King of Naples, to mend relations with the Kingdom of Naples. Lucrezia married Alfonso d'Aragona and even fell in love with her husband. However, their relationship was strained by Lucrezia's brother Cesare Borgia, who was a supporter of France. Conflict arose between the brother-in-law and the brother due to the war between the Kingdom of Naples and France. Lucrezia's husband was murdered by her brother on July 15, 1500, leaving the poor woman alone with her young son. Retreating into seclusion, Lucrezia spent her time writing letters and arranging ceremonies for Alfonso's soul. It's still unknown whether Lucrezia forgave her brother for murdering her husband. In November of 1500, a new suitor emerged. This suitor was none other than Ferrara Duke Alfonso d'Este, who shared the same name as her previous husband. Pope Alexander and his brother Cesare spared no effort to make this marriage happen. Alexander even waived the payment that the Duke of Ferrara owed to the papacy and used his own money to prepare his daughter's dowry. The wedding preparations began in 1501. Lucrezia, as a bride from one of Europe's wealthiest and most famous families, accompanied by 200 knights and numerous musicians, journeyed from Rome to Ferrara. The dress that required 150 mules to transport cost 15,000 ducats, while the crown cost half the price of the dress. Alexander found it hard to bid farewell to his daughter. Sensing that he might never see her again, he secretly joined the ceremonial procession to catch a last distant glimpse of Lucrezia. Lucrezia and Alfonso had 5 children, 4 boys and 1 girl. Despite numerous rumors, slander, and smear campaigns, Lucrezia managed to successfully rise above them. She led a respectable life in Ferrara and passed away at the age of 39 after giving birth to her 7th child. Please subscribe to the channel to stay informed about similar videos.